Let's give credit where credit is due. Nokta moves fast. Dear valued customers, this is to confirm that, based on the amount of messages we got from end users after the live reveal yesterday asking for an iron bias settings, our engineers have started working on it already, and we have decided to make the update available as soon as the engineers are done. Customers will be able to easily update their units on PC or Mac platforms. Thank you. I'm going to be like number 160. There you go.
Hi everybody, this is Dilek. This time you're not gonna see me. Some people are gonna be happy about that, but this is the shipment of the Legends going to... Okay, I had a bad connection there for a second. So the first batch, guys, is getting loaded. As we promised, we're starting. Thank you so much. I'm gonna keep you updated with the rest.
So I released a video yesterday in response to the Nokta Makro news that was given out by the company and by one of the testers, Iffy Signals. And at the end, I credited both Nokta for wanting to be a absolute great company and bring a great technology to metal detecting, and Iffy for being so clear and transparent with his testing of it. I also stressed that the conversation must continue without any sort of spin, meaning that users should be able to test and share their results. I don't have the Legend yet. I did order it, but it's on its way. I want to be thorough. I don't want to knock a hardworking company at all. I don't want my message to be perceived as negative. I own two Nokta detectors. One, I think, the Simplex, greatest value on in metal detecting, and two, the Anfibio. I did not like it as much, but that was a significant offering by Nokta. What we're going to do is do a similar test to Iffy's test. These are more developed products. The updates have been sent out. And what I want to do is I want to do that same test. New York, it is crucial that you have separation abilities on your detector. And it made it appear to me in the video yesterday that that was what was lacking. But again, remember, we live in the age where this can be updated from afar. The engineers can change their algorithm a bit, and it would be less of a problem. I own 17 detectors, so we're going to take, not all of them, but we're going to take a bunch of them. We're going to do that test. We're going to have the target separation Olympics. Let's go! Being a New York City detectorist, I have a vested interest in this conversation because detecting in New York, or most big cities, is all about separation. We are going to redo the Iffy Signals test, and we're going to bring out some firepower. I mean, we got the Equinox right here. We're also going to try with Nokta's flagship detector, the Anfibio, and we're going to retry with the Simplex. I'm also going to bring this down. I'm going to bring the iron bias up, and we're going to see if it is just as reactive with those settings. So we're using the 600 right now. I have an iron bias of 1. Again, this goes 1, 2, or 3. 3 is the highest. The 800, it gets split into 9, but this is the equivalent of being at 9. But let's start out at 1, and let's see if we get the separation. I don't even have my coil pointed. No problem. Let's move it a little bit closer together. That is less than 2 fingers right now. Oop, nope. And I hit it. 2 fingers apart. That's what it was. It was hitting that at an iron bias of 1. Now let's move this up. 3 is the highest. This test to me is kind of like a rhetorical question. I've done it before without any issues. I know you might want to see it at recovery speed 1 or recovery speed 3. Generally speaking, for the 600, as I'm just, easing into the 800, I finally have that. I generally hunt in recovery speed 2, and I alter the iron bias a lot more than I do with the recovery speed. I also want to show you that I started this test with a knife end, but I kind of wanted to use something in the ground, something that was found in the ground. Next up, we're going to try the Anfibio. And a lot of you I saw in the comments, like you were concerned about purchasing the Legend after seeing Iffy's test. This might put your mind at ease. All right, so we have the Anfibio in 2 tones, all metal mode, and 14 kilohertz. It's getting that. I have about 10 to 15 videos using the Anfibio on this channel. And yes, I prefer the Equinox. You'll see me use what I consider to be the best. I don't work for anybody, again. The thing is, it's a very fast detector. It's a very good separating detector. It gets very good depth. But again, it's the one frequency at a time. You kind of have that troubleshot for you if you use a simultaneous multi-frequency detector. It just gives you a larger margin of error. Having that said, if it wasn't for the Equinox, I think you'd see me using the Anfibio a lot more. But here's the thing, simultaneous multi-frequency detectors, they're not equal. Here comes the Apex. Okay, so my apologies to Garrett. Listen very carefully. I have a playlist on my channel, Merrill's Best Metal Detecting Days. I'd say 2 or 3 of them came at the beach with the Apex. It is a beast on the beach because you don't need target separation, at least as much there. But in parks, take it to a trashy park. Good luck with that. We're going to show the Apex, and again, this is my problem that I had with the Apex. Let's turn that annoying iron audio off. Do you hear anything? Let's split that apart a little bit more. It's been consistent. Let's see if it gets it there. That is more than 2 fingers. This is more than 2 fingers. And let's do that. Finally getting it. That is the problem that I have with this. Fantastic on the beach. You don't need to worry about separation on the beach. In the dirt, you gotta worry about this. That just overpowered that. But on the Nokta detectors, it was less of a problem. Simplex. It's getting it. Big piece of iron, small dime-sized silver coin. 2 Nokta detectors, these targets 2 fingers apart. I know I got fat fingers, but 2 fingers apart, no problem. So with the legend is on its way. Those Nokta detectors have been updated. I have no doubt. I have faith that Nokta will, fix this issue. I've heard great stuff about the depth of this detector, so I'm really excited to have it. And finally, we are going to do the Vanquish. Gets it. I admit the Vanquish test could have lasted a little bit longer. For something like that, believe it or not, if you turn the sensitivity down, it will separate a bit better. There's no separation mechanism that is on that detector, but you definitely have the sensitivity switch. So after testing the two Noktas, I feel a lot better about what the legend is going to be. And I think we have to be fair when we take a look at this situation. How many updates have there been on the Equinox? Yes, I think that detector is the best. That's why you see me use it. But again, it's you come up with a good product, and then it's trial and error, and it's listen to your users. What Nokta is absolutely kicking butt with is listening to its users. Look at how quickly they acted with the iron bias, which is a very Minelab mechanism. I'm sure they're not going to call it that, but that comes from the Minelab domain. So that's all for now, and we'll finish this with a word of wisdom from Mr. Andy Sabish, who wrote the book on all of the books.
All right, good evening. As you can see, it's well past sunset here in scenic Mississippi. But what we wanted to do is take a few minutes and go over recovery, iron bias, and how detectors respond to different targets and how they're orientated in the ground in relation to iron trash. So I know you've seen a video out there that talks about how the legend and the Equinox compare. And again, the purpose of this video is not to prove one is better than the other or performs better than the other in the field. Air tests or on-ground tests are probably the worst way to test a machine or to demonstrate its performance, because a slight change in how you cross the target or how you turn the targets, whether it's iron or whether it's a good target, can actually skew what you see in the ground.
In short, it's all about the feel during the real event, during the hunt. And, I think that I put that quote in, I put that clip in. I don't want to say that any of this is worthless. It's not. It leads to conversations. And how do we learn? We learn from each other. We observe each other. We try things. And that's where I'm at right now. There are some detectors that I've swung, for 50 hours, 100 hours. I know that I can't match the feel that I get with the Equinox. Long story short, if you want to know what I think, watch what I swing. That's what I'm going to consider the best. So until that changes, that's the Equinox. But I'm all for if the legend winds up being better. You'll see me swinging it. It's that simple. Same thing with the Deus too. Those are the two detectors I cannot wait to swing. So anyway, this is a ongoing conversation, and I look forward to reading your comments. Thanks, everybody.